Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I do apologise. It looked like we had a bit of a mix-up there. We thought it was going to be starting at 4 p.m. And it looks like everyone had it in at 1:30. So I do apologise for that. So I'm just getting myself set up now. So yeah, as you can see, the shortcut training session will be starting very, very shortly. Again, I do apologise for everyone that had a slight delay there waiting for me. I am ready to get started. Can everyone just drop me a message? Can everyone hear me okay for the time being? Perfect, thank you. Excellent stuff. Okay, again, guys, I do apologise. There was a mix-up there with the timing, but I am ready to get started now. That's no problem. So today we will be going through reporting. I'm just going to make sure we are recording this just for everyone else. Excellent stuff. Okay, so for our shortcuts classroom training, how can accurate reports help us to understand our business better and what information is available to us? In this session, we will be going through quite an in-depth level of report, so I hope you do find it informative. So what are the most important shortcuts reports you should be running, and what will they be telling you as business owners, directors, and employees? Shortcuts reports are designed to help you work smarter and ultimately save you time. We will show you which reports to use. Today we'll be going through the basic fundamentals of our reporting and how to configure these. We will also look at boosting appointment book scheduling efficiency as well, and we will also track employee performance. As with all of our webinars, they will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube under Shortcuts Classroom Training. You do also have our email address on the screen now, which is education@shortcuts.co.uk, and you can, of course, drop me an email, which you'll get just at the end of the session. Okay, so if I just open up Shortcuts just onto my screen. Okay, so this is my data that I'll be using here. Now, all of our reports do open up in exactly the same fashion. So all we need to do on the right-hand side of our tools bar, if we just go to the report section, and you will see we have some categories on the left-hand side. Now, within each category, there are a specific set of reports that falls under this category, and we can expand this category by clicking the yellow cross sign. You will see with each of our reports, when we click on a specific report, there is a description which opens up on the right-hand side. Now, one of the most important reports we should be looking at is our trading summary. So this is the one I will start with, and this is under our end of day section. And you will see we have our brief description on the right-hand side. Now, as I said at the beginning of the training session, all of our reports do open up in the same fashion, so all we need to do is click the View button at the bottom of our screen. Once we have done that, you will see it opens up another screen for us. On the left-hand side, we have a date range we can look at, and there are, of course, some preset dates we can skip straight to as well. So day, week, fortnight, month, and so on. This is excellent for end of quarter for the tax year, things like that. It will automatically always default to today, so you can see we are looking at the 9th of April. And then just underneath here, we can look at a specific date range. On the bottom left-hand corner, we can clear the report if we need to change any of the dates, and we can also save the report to our computer if it's a specific report we want to go back and look at. You will also see there is some other buttons on the left-hand side, i.e. the miscellaneous. Now, this will open up other information specific to this report. So you can see we can toggle between including tax and excluding tax, product breakdown, and service breakdown. So for all of the reports today, ladies and gents, I'm only going to be looking at today and tomorrow. So down here, I'm just going to click on my range button, and I'm going to choose the 9th and the 10th. And I'm going to click the View button. Okay, so now we can see we have opened up our trading summary. Now, for some of you, ladies and gents, that have been cashing up using our end of day wizard, you will have probably already seen this trading summary appear. Now, the trading summary, what this displays, it displays the details of your business takings, sales, liabilities, redemptions, and any key employee performance indicators. The report also includes a breakdown of your product, service, and sundry sales for each employee and for the business. You can also view payment type breakdown. This would be cash, card, and so forth. And this report allows you to easily view any financial data which will assist you monitoring any incoming or outgoing payments for the business. Okay, so let's have a look just at the top here. So as we can see, we've got your takings at the top, just on the left-hand side where my cursor is now. Now remember, we are only looking at the 2 days, and we can see that represented just on the top. Now, the takings are basically the breaking down from your payment types and all of the types of payment that you've received for all of your services. So we can see here we have received £156 in cash and £536 in credit and debit card. And we can see the percentage of how that is split on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, we can see a breakdown of your sales. Now, this will include retail if that is relevant, but for mine, I've only done sales, so that's only services, no retail whatsoever. And we can see it is broken down between excluding tax and excluding tax. If we scroll down, we can see your net receipts on the left-hand side. Now, this is taken from adding your cash and credit card takings, adding them together, and that will equal your net receipts. We can also see we have some statistics. Now, this section displays a breakdown of key transaction types that have occurred during a specific date range. So, for instance, I have given a discretional value which equated to £2.50, and there's also been some promotional discounts set up in the background which have equated to £33.34. Okay. Moving down the page, we can see we have some ticket averages. So just here, your ticket averages any client transactions. So each of our client transactions we refer to as a ticket. A ticket average is the average client spend for one single visit, and this is calculated using a formula, which is total sales divided by the total number of tickets. And this is what equates to this just here. Underneath, you can also see we have our client layout. So we have our walk-in clients, that's if someone just walked in off the street. We also have a new client, so when we tag our clients, we tag them as new clients. And we also have our returning clients. Our returning client is someone that has already been to our salon and has returned to us. Okay, now you will also see in the top left-hand corner, we can expand and zoom in on this report. So I can make this slightly bigger by jumping to 150%. That is, of course, if you just want to look at your information in a slightly larger view. And you can see we can scroll down further just at the bottom here, and we can have a look at your key performance indicators for each employee. So we can see here we have Matt, Sarah, James, and business. These are all of our employees. This shows us at the bottom here how many products that they have sold, how many services, all of the money they've equated from services, and the total. So that would add your product and services all together. The average ticket, now remember that is the services, how many services they had, and also employee time, so how many hours they were set to work in a day. So 9 hours and 30 minutes. That is decided from their roster. Okay, so just with all of our reports, just while I am on this screen, ladies and gents, you will see down the bottom of my page we have some other tabs. We have the search button. If we click onto that, we can search for something in particular. So it might be we want to search for someone's name. And you will see it highlights that name in a red square. We can quickly zoom at the bottom by clicking onto it. And we also have some other buttons here as well. We have the setup, which is where you can configure your printer settings if you wish to print anything out. Now, this PC isn't actually connected to a printer, but on the right-hand side, you will also see there is a print button, which you can print out for a later date to refer back to. If you're not using a printer like myself, we can also export the report out and save it to your hard drive or something like that. And this can be done with all of our reports. And when we're happy and completed, all we need to do is click the Done button. And you will see it takes us straight back to our reports categories on the left-hand side. Now, like I said at the beginning, there are quite a few reports to go through. So I hope you'll find them all informative. If there's a particular report I didn't cover for you, or if there's anything particular you'd like me to go through which you think may be of assistance to you, please do drop me an email and I will try my best to help. But I will work through some of my favourite reports, and I think that should help everyone out. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top after we've looked at our trading summary, and I'm going to go to appointments, and I'm just going to expand the category by clicking that yellow cross. So the first one I'm going to look at is the appointment roster analysis. And again, we can see our brief description on the right hand side. Now, in a nutshell, ladies and gents, this shows us the productivity of our employees. And again, to view this report, I'm just going to hit the view button down the bottom. Okay. I'm going to have a look again for today and tomorrow, and I'm going to use my range button, choose today and then tomorrow, and I'm going to click the view button. Okay, now this one can be a little bit tricky to get your head around first of all, but please don't be frightened or put off by it. So our appointment roster analysis. So like I said, it basically shows us productivity, One way we can look at it is it's a visual report which shows rostered hours, which are the hours that your staff are set to work, i.e. their 9 to 5, and this is compared to their booked hours, so how many hours they are booked out with clients. This report also includes employee efficiency rates, if that's something you like to look at, which is the percentage of the total rostered time that was booked. The first 2 pages, this is quite a big report, the first 2 pages in this report provide summary of data for each employee, as well as the entire business. Each employee, as you will see on the right hand side, has their own special section, and it will analyse their performance. So looking at this report, on the left hand side, we can see each of our employees, James, Matt and Sarah. So here at the top, you can see we have the percentage of the time booked. This is the time they were booked out with clients. And you can see each of our employees has their own relevant colour marker. So James is blue, Matt is red, Sarah is green, and the business is orange. And down the bottom, we have the 2 days. So today and tomorrow. So if I jump to Matt and scroll down, for those 2 days, we can see here on the left-hand side, these are the hours. And at the bottom, these are the days. So again, today and tomorrow. The blue squares are the hours they have been booked out with clients. And the red are the hours they are set to work, so their working day. So we can see here they were set to work just under 10 hours in a working day, and they were booked out with clients for just under 8 hours. Now underneath we can see this in wording if you find it easier to process the data that way. So we can see today they were booked out for 9 hours and 30 minutes. Sorry, they were set to work for 9 hours and 30 minutes, and they were booked out with clients for 7 hours and 45 minutes, giving them an efficiency rating of 82%. And we can see tomorrow, currently they are set to work another 9.5 hours, and already they are booked out for 8 hours with clients. Now, in an ideal world, ladies and gents, what we would like to see is these completely mirror each other. And of course, we can do the same as we did with our trading summary. We can search for some specific data or a specific employee. We can save the report by exporting it, or we can print the report out so we've got a hard physical copy. Okay. And that is our appointment roster analysis. Now, again, I'm going to navigate away from this, and I'm going to click the Done button. So one of our reports I'm just going to show you as well, whilst under appointments, is our tag usage. Now, you may have noticed, ladies and gents, every time you make an appointment, you have to use a tag. That can be new client, salon client, request client, or so forth. So I'm going to show you how well we are using these tags. Okay, so the first thing we can see at the top, we have a pie chart. And on the left-hand side, we have each of our tags. So we've got SC for salon client, R for request client, NC for new client, and NR is a new request client. So the first thing we can see at the top is a little pie chart represented by some colors. And we've got our tags which take up each section of this pie. Now the numbers in the middle is revenue generated from each of these tags. So we can see here that was £553 generated from our salon client, £317 generated from our new client, £299 generated from our new request, and £336 generated from our request clients. So we can see already it's all fairly even. And if you like to look at it with percentages, on the right hand side we can see here. So at the moment we are getting a lot of salon clients, a lot of return clients, a lot of clients that already come to our salon. So if we scroll down, we can see there are 2 pages of this report. If we scroll down, we can see each of our tags, and it's written just at the top there. So straight away, just to make it nice and easy for everyone, our SC, which is our salon client, the number of appointments / visits in 2 days, we had 15, and the associated revenue for that was £553. Now we can break it down between the days, so we can see on the 9th of April, which is today's date, we can see we were generated £427 from our salon clients. And tomorrow already what we have booked in will generate £126. And of course this report will be live, so if we continue making appointments into the future, that will of course come into this report. Scrolling down further, we can go further and have a look at our request clients. So we can see the number of appointments and visits we had for request also was 13, and that generated £336 in total within the 2 days. And again, we can drill it down further just for today, and again, just look at tomorrow. Now, this is a great report to be looking at just to see moving forward over the next weeks and months if you are getting new clients, and of course, if we are getting those returning clients, clients that are coming back to our salon. So I would definitely recommend keeping an eye on this report. Now, please do bear in mind, ladies and gents, that this report is very much based upon every time you make an appointment, you do choose the correct tag. So if you are making an appointment and it is a new client, please do check that NC tag is put against the new client. Otherwise, it will throw the data out from this report. Okay, so that's our tag usage. So I'm just going to navigate away by clicking the Done button. And now I'm going to have a look at the value of future appointments, which is this one just here. And I'm going to click the View button. And again, I'm going to have a look at today and tomorrow. Now, remember, as I said at the beginning, we also have the preset dates on the left-hand side, which, of course, for any of these reports you can do. But like I said, for this one, I'm just going to be looking at today and tomorrow. Okay, so the value of future appointments is a fantastic tool to be looking at, so you can see exactly how much revenue your business is set to generate in the future. Now, one thing to take into consideration with this report is it won't take into consideration if you offer any discount for any of the services. So at the moment, let's say we've got all of these services booked in. Of course, when that client comes in and you do offer them a discount, this will not be pulled into consideration at the moment. Okay, so please bear that in mind. So at the moment, the first thing we can see for our 2 days is we are set to take just over £1,500, and we can see that there. Underneath, we have all 3 of our employees that are going to generate this revenue for us. And we can see on the right-hand side, we have a percentage of all of the appointments. So we can see who's going to be generating the most for us. This is also quite handy to look at if we have a new member of staff and we want to track their performance into the future to see how much money they're going to be making. So we can see 41% of this revenue is going to be taken up by Sarah, and she's going to generate £621. Matt will be bringing in £588, and so far James will be bringing in £296. And again, we've got their percentage there. Now, if you want to look at it a little bit further, we can go down and we can see a little bar graph if that's how we like to look at it. And we can see just down here, the value of the booked appointments for this month so far is about £1,500, okay? And again, on the left-hand side, we can have a look at each of our specific employees. Again, a great tool to be looking at to keep track of our revenue moving forward into the future. Okay. So I'm just going to minimize appointments now, and I'm going to open up our clients category just here, and I'm going to show you our top spending clients. Now, this is great just so if you ever do offer any clients a little incentive for the most money spent or anything like that, it's a great way to keep track of things like that. Okay, so our top spending clients. This report displays a list of your top 20 clients. So a total of 20 in the order of the amount they have spent within a given time frame. So again, we're looking at 2 days. You can change the number of clients listed in the report through your report options. This report includes a number of transactions for each client, their total spend and their average spend. Okay, so here we can see we have all of our clients over the last 2 days. So we've got Gareth, David, Barbara, they're our top 3. They would show their email at the top here if we'd captured that, but we haven't captured any email addresses for these clients. And we can see we have their phone number on the right-hand side. Now, remember, we've got the number of tickets, that is a number of services, and we can see their total spend and their average spend. Now, their average spend would be worked out from taking the total spend and dividing it by the number of services. But as we can see for this particular report, they've only had 1 service each. So at the moment, a Gareth South Door is our top spending client with £166. Okay, now you may wish to offer Gareth, in this particular client, a little incentive, or just ring him up and just say you're our top spending client for the last couple of days. Again, this is fantastic to be looking at Christmas time, something like that, or any major event coming up, and just a way to reward our clients for bringing more revenue into our business. Okay, again, a really nice one just to keep an eye on. Okay. Another one I'm going to look at is employees, something which a lot of businesses like to look at, a lot of reports for their employees. So the first thing I'm just going to have a look at is the performance summary. Now, this is a fantastic one if you ever have any performance reviews with your staff. So I shall view this report and I shall break it down for you so we can see exactly what it is that we are looking at. So again, I'm going to be looking at today and tomorrow. Okay, so at the top here, we have all of our service categories. Now, when you have set your services up, you will know which of these categories you have set up for your reports categories. If you haven't, please do drop me an email and I will show you how to set up a reports category in order to get this report spot on for you. So we have our ladies category, our men's reports category, colour, treatment, beauty and classes. Now these RPTS numbers here, these are any reports categories we haven't created. Okay, so that's why it's been left like that. So the first one we can see, the first column is clients. Now this is the number of clients seen by the employee within our specific date range here, so today and tomorrow. You will see just down here, we also have averages. Now this is the average figure for all of our employees, so Matt, Sarah and James. So you can see here, Matt has had 3 clients within 2 days and all of the services that he did fell underneath treatment. So he didn't do any ladies services, men's or colour. And if we go right down to the end, we can see how much money that generated. Now it was £271.18. Now this may be that you decide to look at targets for your particular employees, and this is a great way to keep track. So you can track it weekly, daily, monthly or yearly. Okay, now the average client here, we can see the average client spend is £90.39. Okay, so this is taken from the total number of services divided by the total amount of revenue that was brought in. Sundry will be things like gift cards and gift certificates or anything like that, any one-off payment. Okay, and we can see right down the bottom, we have their total amount. This is a total for everyone in each of these categories. So we can see here, ladies, it was only Sarah. So the total is 3 services amounting to £55.01. Down here for our men's report categories, we have a total of £124.17. This is taking James's 4 services and adding it to Sarah's 1 and taking the 2 numbers together and adding it to create 124.17. And we can see that as we move along each of our reports categories just there. Again, this is a fantastic report to be looking at if we ever need to target any of our employees or just generally track exactly how well they're doing. Okay, and that is our employee performance summary. Now, another one I'm going to look at, again, just to sort of break it up here a little bit, I'm going to look at something a little bit more light-hearted, and this is a good way to generate sort of friendly competition within the salon. Okay, so we're going to look at ranking. This will show us where your employees rank amongst each other. So if we click the view button again, now, like I said, this is just a way just to generate a little bit of light-hearted competition between the guys and girls that work in the salon. And you may wish to offer an incentive for someone who does the best. Okay, so we can see the top ranking here for our employees. Matt did a total of £271.18 in services. Sarah did £194.17. James on £114.16. So because of that, Matt is ranked number one for service income. And we can break it down further. We can see products as well. Now, unfortunately, my 3 members of staff here haven't sold any products in the last 24 hours or for tomorrow either. So there are no products being shown here. On the right-hand side, we can see we have our total. Now, this will add up your services and your products to create the total here. But like I said, there has been no product sales, so it's just taken into consideration our services. We can also break it down further and we can see the service spend per hour. Now, this is taken from the amount of services divided by the total service income. So we can see it's a general average of £28.55 per hour that they are charging. Now, some salons, they may target on this, and this is why this report is showing us this information. We can also see on the right-hand side how many guests we served in the last 24 hours. And we can also see the average service ticket, the average product ticket, and the average ticket for everyone. Now, remember, our tickets are our transactions. Okay, so this is a great one, again, to be looking at just to generate a little bit of friendly competition for all of our employees and our staff within the salon. Okay, now I hope everyone's still okay, still with me. I understand it's quite a lot of reports to go through, and there are just a few more to go through, and I'll be doing a quick question and answer session. We do also have videos on reports. If there's anything in particular you wish to look at, you can, of course, navigate to there, and I'll be more than happy to provide any links. But like I said, just a couple more reports for us to get through, guys, some of my favorite ones to show you, and then we can do some question and answers. So, perfect. So moving down, I'm just going to minimize our employees. I've looked at trading summary with everyone at the end of the day. So if anyone has any more questions regarding that, please do let me know at the end of the session and we can go through that as well. Okay, if you ever need any of our miscellaneous forms, so our stock maintenance forms when you're doing your stock take, this is where these reports will sit. So I'm just going to jump straight into services, and I'm going to have a look at service breakdown by category. Okay, so on the left-hand side, we can see all of our service categories. So we've got our beauty, colour, ladies, men, nails, and treatments. Now, actually, on this report, we can see each of the specific service which falls under that category. Now, this is a fantastic report to be looking at if we are thinking to ourselves, we need to start upselling some of our services. So if we're looking at this report and we're constantly seeing things like half header highlights, we maybe think to ourselves, okay, could we upsell that half header highlights maybe to a full header highlights? And it's also a great way to look at if we've introduced a new service that we want to see exactly how well it's been doing, whether we are actually offering that service to its best ability. Okay, so on the left-hand side, we will start with beauty, and we can see we have an eyebrow wax. Now, within the last 2 days, we have had 2 eyebrow waxes, and this is how much money it brought us in. So £16.66, and the average spend there is £8.33. Now, the average spend, same as before, ladies and gents, is just taken from taking the total and dividing it by our actual amount of services. And we can see here we've had 2 facials, 1 file and polish, 2 massage, and we have the 1 tester service there that we were playing around with before. Okay, and we can see each of the percentage, how much it breaks up of the total income. So the total income there was £202.85. And we can see the percentage quantity. Okay. On the left-hand side, we can take it further and we can now start to look at colour. So we can see we've got our full head of highlights there. We did one and that came to £62.50. And we can also see we've got our regrowth. Again, like I said, at this point, we may wish to look at it and say, okay, we're only doing half head of highlights. We're not doing full head of highlights. We need to start upselling. And to save us scrolling down, if we don't want to, we can navigate simply by clicking on the left-hand side. And it will take us directly to that category. Again, like I always say, there are shortcuts within shortcuts, just to make it nice and easy for us to navigate our way around everything. Okay. So for those of you who have already utilized our fantastic stock take and stock ordering section, you may have come across our professional stock usage report, or you may have come across our stock control report. If anyone does like any more information of how we can use professional stock and how we can utilize reports for this, please do drop me a question at the end and I'll send you a little how-to guide of what we can do to make sure we're utilizing our stock and our professional stock as best as possible. So if I just expand our stock category on the left-hand side, and I'm going to go straight down to the stock control report. Now, this is a fantastic report to be looking at when we're doing our end of quarter, our end of year, that kind of thing. Please do make sure, ladies and gents, if you are doing the stock control report, that you do have your buy price in and you do have your recommended retail price in, and that your current stock levels, now by that I mean is how many products you have on the shelf, are completely up to date. Otherwise, we may find out we have inaccurate readings of our reports. So if we click the view button, we can have a look at our stock control report. Now, you will notice in particular with this report, we can only have a look at today. Okay, we can go back into the future and have back into the past and have a look, but because we want to be looking at stock, we want it to be as accurate as possible, so we always keep it now. This is obviously why we can't navigate into the future and see how much stock we're going to have, because of course we will be selling products. Okay, on the left hand side we can skip straight to a specific product, so maybe L'Oreal, maybe Paul Mitchell you wish to look at, but for the purpose of our training session together, I will show you all of the products I have. Okay, so at the moment with this actual report, no one has done a stock take, so we don't actually have any products to show you, but I will break it down for you just so you can see. So we'll show you your product name on the left-hand side. This will be the category, i.e. L'Oreal, and each specific product that falls within that category. It will have the sell price. Now that is the price you buy in from your rep. The barcode will be there. The quantity in stock, that is how many you have on your shelf at this specific moment in time. If you've set a warning, so when you get low on your stock, this will be shown here. And the max will be how many you aim to have on your shelf at any one time. We do also have a section just to the right for on order. This will take into consideration if you have placed an order via shortcuts for a specific product, this will show you here. And it will also show you your average cost. Now this is taken from the cost of your product divided by how many products you have on the shelf. And all importantly, it will show you your value on hand. This is how many you have on hand right now. So on your shelf and in your stock cupboard and stock room, something like that. And the total will be how much money those products equate to. Again, a fantastic report to send to maybe your accountant, or if you just want to see exactly how much money you have in stock at any one time. And like I said, please do make sure you have the correct buy and RRP prices, and please make sure you have done a stock take to ensure the correct levels are accurate. Otherwise, this information will be thrown out. We do also have stock webinars, so if that's something you'd find interesting, or if anything you want to know about that, please let me know and I can let you know when we will be showing that webinar. Okay, so just a couple of reports we can look at. We will know what it's like in a salon. Occasionally we do give discounts. Maybe it's for a new client, maybe it's for reworking, maybe it's for a friend's discount, something like that. Now, if you've already set up your discount reasons within shortcuts in the configuration and setup, you may have already set it up that it can only be used on specific days. And you may wish to look at and see whether these discounts are being used correctly or incorrectly by your staff members. So for that, we can have a look at the discount reason breakdown by employee. So if I just go down to transactions, If I go down to discount reason by employee, and if I have a look at today and tomorrow, we can see the total period selected, how many discounts were given. So there was 3 discounts given, and it equated to £27. And we can see exactly underneath which reason it was. So it was a complimentary discount given. And just on the top left-hand side, we can see it was given by James. So if this discount shouldn't have been given for whatever reason, we can see James given a discount for complimentary. So this is exactly how we can keep track of all of our discounts and who has been offering them. And then one of the other reports is the discount reason breakdown. Now this is all of the reasons given for a discount. So you will see here, the type of discount given was complimentary. The amount received was £27. That's how much the service came to after the discount was applied. And the discount given was £3. So it was £3 taken off this service. And the client was Gary Evans. And we can see that was just for today. Okay, so the very last report I'm just going to be showing you, ladies and gents, will be the daily transactions. So if I expand the transactions and just go to daily transactions again, you will see we go to the view button. If we have a look again for today, we can only view the one date at one time. And if we just click the view button, you will see all for today, all of our clients that came in, the payment type, and exactly what time they were checked out. So this is a great way if there's any discrepancies in a salon, or who checked who out, or how much a client paid, or how they paid, or exactly what time they paid, you will see here. And this is again a great way if there's any discrepancies when it comes to your cashing up, if you think somebody may have been checked out as card when it was cash, again, this is exactly how we can see how those payments were taken. So that gives us our payment breakdown. Okay, ladies and gents, so that is pretty much the basics of our reporting that we've gone through there. Again, I do apologise, we started a little bit late with everyone there. But yeah, absolutely. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a little question and answer now, and I'll be more than happy to assist. If not, thank you ever so much for joining us. And again, I do apologise, we're a little bit late starting with you today. This will be uploaded to YouTube, so you can go back and rewatch it. Or if you do have any questions, please do drop me an email, and I'll be more than happy to assist. Okay, so just stay online just for a couple more minutes there, just if anyone does have any extra questions for me, if anything does spring to mind, anything you would like to go through, please feel free to just drop me a little question and answer. Or if you don't want to put it in the chat now, you're more than welcome to just drop me an email afterwards. Okay, so it doesn't look like we've, oh, okay. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Bim, there is a way to see client cancellations. So if I just show you this report as well. No, we do. There we go. So the client cancellations are under cancelled appointments. So I don't think in my particular setup I've cancelled any appointments, but I will check. No, I haven't. Then what I will do, I will get some data for you. And if you want to drop me an email after the session, I will show you a report for the cancellations and the no-shows, just so you can see exactly how that looks. But yes, apologies, I don't have any cancellations on my actual system. But I can send you some information of how that looks. Or please feel free to open up the report if you want to screenshot it and send it to me. I will break it down for you as well if you find that easier. You're very welcome. Okay, so anyone else got any questions, anything that springs to mind, please do drop me a message. I will stay online just for a couple more minutes, but if not, thank you ever so much for joining me this afternoon. Again, I do apologise, we're a little bit late starting with you there, but any questions, do drop me an email, and I'll be more than happy to help. If not, thank you ever so much, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Okay, thank you ever so much, Kathleen. That's a slightly more advanced report. What I will do, are you thinking more of if like someone is paid via Stripe or something on the account? I'll see exactly if we do have a report which will show you all of that. I think there is a consolidated report which will show you that, and I will send that across. Again, if you could just drop me an email just so I've got all of your details, I can find the specific report and get straight back to you with that. Yes, Matos, we do have a client retention report. It would be usually something, if I'm training a salon one-to-one, it would definitely be a report I would go through. Unfortunately, because this is not a specific salon I'm using here, this is just a test data, it wouldn't actually show anything, and it would be a little bit difficult for you to understand because there wouldn't be any information being pulled through, so I wouldn't want to confuse anyone. But yes, there is. If we go to our reports and if we go to our employees, it's under client retention 90 days. Now, what you have to do with this is you have to go back sort of 90 days. So go back go back 3 months and then 3 months again. So I will show you this if you want to send me a screenshot, if you want me to jump on your PC at any point, I can show you this report, but unfortunately with mine, it won't show you any lost clients or any client retention because I've only set it up for today and for tomorrow. But yeah, of course, there is a client retention report we can look at. Again, same as everyone else. If you do want to drop me an email, I'll be more than happy to show you on your own specific data exactly how that looks. Yes, Kathleen, that's absolutely fine. Not a problem whatsoever. I will send you the recording as well. But yes, if you have any specific questions, I'm more than happy to just fire them across to you as well. Not a problem. You're very welcome, Matos. Okay, any other questions I can help anybody out with? Okay, so for those of you who have asked me questions, I'll be in touch in the next 24 to 48 hours with the relevant information. Like I said, you will get my email address just at the end, so over the next couple of days, if you have any questions relating to this specific webinar, or of course any future webinars we will be holding, please do let me know and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you ever so much for joining me this afternoon. It was a pleasure speaking to everyone, and hope to speak to you all again soon. Thank you ever so much. Take care and bye-bye.